Hello, everyone. In order to ensure that all players, coaches, and coordinators are set and ready to go for upcoming Fortnite matches, we have put together a short video explaining the AEA Fortnite Match Day procedures and expectations. It takes quite a bit of extra effort to ensure these lobbies of multiple teams can get set up and running smoothly, so we do appreciate everyone for taking a moment to remind themselves of these protocols so that we can get right into the competitive fun on game day. The first step will be to determine what lobby your team is in, and if your team is responsible for hosting a lobby on a given game day. Teams will be divided into private lobbies of up to 8 teams, and one team will be responsible for serving as the party host. Keep an eye on either the Discord server or the official competition webpage for lobby assignments and to see which team is responsible for hosting a given lobby. Let's start with the expectations of the lobby host. Only one team is set to host each lobby, and this will be clearly announced in the AEA Discord server. The team that is hosting the party should start by grouping up with their teammates, and then double checking if their game settings are correct. The island code for each game day will be announced in the AEA Discord server. To enter the island code, first select the game mode indicator box on the right side of the screen. Then, find Island Code on the top navigation bar. On this screen, paste the code that was announced for that game day in the AEA Discord server. Then, select the play button. Once the island code is set up appropriately, there is one more setting that the hosting team should be sure to confirm, and that is that the lobby is set to private game. This option can be found just below the game mode selection box and is toggled simply by clicking the button. Once all of these settings are correct, the hosting team should share the party host's username so that other teams can add that user in Fortnite and ultimately join their party. Remember, these parties will end up sitting on the main menu for a moment while all other players get loaded in and the matches are getting ready to start. This means that players from a number of different teams and organizations are going to be in these parties, so it is very important that players turn their party voice settings to off. Additionally, no player should type in the party text chat. Talking in the party voice chat or typing in the party text chat is strictly prohibited. Teams which break this rule will be subject to disciplinary action up to as severe as competition suspension. Now, only a few teams will be tasked with hosting a lobby on a given game day, and most will only need to worry about joining the party of the team which is hosting. To do this, simply keep an eye out for the competition channels in the Discord server to find the name of the lobby's party host. Once shared, team captains from various teams should add the provided account and request to join their party. To make this process a bit more efficient, organizations with multiple teams who are also in the same lobby should be able to have one of their players add the hosting accounts and have the remainder of their organization's players request access through that player. When all teams for a given lobby are in the party, players may ready up, and the matches will ultimately begin. As players load into the lobby, they will be prompted to join one of the default teams. Each of the default teams is simply a team color, such as Team Red or Team Purple, so it is important that players are familiar with which team color they are assigned to for a given game day. Players are given 45 seconds during round 1 and 30 seconds during subsequent rounds to find and join their teams. Players who fail to join their team during this time will not be placed on any team and will forfeit their points for that round. Once the timer runs out, teams will immediately drop in and begin playing. The AEA late game arena lobby pushes players into close quarters relatively quickly, and players are provided with randomized loot each round. The loot pool is subject to change throughout the season, and the full loot pool is always available in the competition rulebook. Additionally, players start out with 300 of each resource for building. The AEA Late Game Arena is also subject to experience small updates and changes throughout the season, so players should be on their toes and ready for whatever the map may throw at them on a given game day. Match days are broken up into sets and rounds, where a round is a single section of play and a set contains multiple rounds. Teams may choose to run substitutes in between sets, but not in between rounds. If a player experiences a disconnect, they may not be able to rejoin the match during the live set. It is very important that all players remain in the lobby through the full duration of each set, as points are tabulated through the post-round scoreboard, and leaving may result in your stats not being properly tracked. And that sums up the Fortnite lobby expectations for an AEA match day. Thank you all for taking the time to familiarize yourself with this protocol, and should you have any further questions, please reach out to AEA competition moderators through the Discord server. We look forward to seeing your teams compete.